Hi, I'm Aaron, the owner of Brisbane Yamaha. Today I was coming through the delivery bay and have a look at this, the Hornet 420. Now, when I was a kid, and that was a long time ago, the trophy boat was a 435 Hornet Trophy. And 25 years later, maybe more, they still are. Now this boat here, and what we're going to do is I've got Sarah, the head of parts and accessories and all the sounders and things. So when you want to have a sounder or talk to someone about electronics, Brisbane Yamaha has an expert on everything, and Sarah's our expert on electronics. It's a 2017 boat that a soldier, and I love the soldiers, my dad was in the army forever, and soldiers get a discount. But this soldier, and you ever wondered if you're in Afghanistan, you're in a foxhole, what are you thinking about? Well, apparently you're thinking about boats and electronics, because that's what this guy did. Now have a look from the start, Dan. We've got the Quintrex aluminium trailer. Beautiful trailers, we don't have any problem with them at all. And the thing about these Hornets, have a look at that hull, it's got the Apex hull. Really is a game changer, so stable. So when you're up there, and the guy that owns this, who's going to pick it up today, is a bass man. And he came out of a canoe and he looked at all sorts of boats, and then he bought a second hand and he had us add some things to it. Now, interesting enough, it's got 3 separate sounders. And Sarah's going to go over those because regardless of the brand, we know everything about them. Now come down here, Dan. So the boat, rod storage, lots of storage under with lithium batteries for the MinnKota. We've got a kill tank at the front for tournament fishing, upgrading, and I love them. For bass, I always put them in the kill tank, well, live bait tank, and then I upgrade and I put them back when I don't want to keep them, because I actually reckon it puts off the bite. Storage underneath. We've got a live bait tank down the back with the cutting board. Right, beautiful. Access to the main house battery, because of course he's got lithium at the front for all his MinnKota. Rod storage down the side. You put, 8-foot rods in there pretty easy. Storage under here, these little tapes of when you put a rod so you're going along, they're not banging and losing. A foot controller off that MinnKota. And this is 2017 and we sold it back then, and it's still got that MinnKota and it's perfect. We're also a MinnKota superstore. If you've got any problem with your MinnKota, we've got specialists who fix them in-house. And it doesn't cost that much. A lot of people who go and buy a new one, they should just bring it to us to fix. So I'll bring Sarah in. So Sarah, now the man here, we've got 3 separate brands. I don't think I've ever seen 3 separate brands. I have enough trouble with one sounder. But what I'd like you to do, Sarah, is go through what each sounder is used for.
Now, the reason he's gone for 3 different types of sounders is because each sounder has a perk that the other ones don't. So first of all, we've got our 8412. Now this one here is connected up with live scope. Our live scope's on a pole over there that he can direct to wherever he wants to target. So if you're cruising along a bank, if you're trolling with your MinnKota along a bank and you want to be able to see exactly what's going on, this is what you use. And he can fully pivot this and aim it to where he would like it, and it reads out directly right to the front there. Now those live scope transducers...
This tape is not our work. He supplied that. Anyway.
True. But these poles, you can get a few different brands. There's one we stock in-house, which is an awesome setup. Comes with a bit heavier duty bracket to what this one here has, but that there will feed back into this sounder in the middle there. And that's your Garmin. Now those Garmins, you can see a fish and you can almost identify the breed, no matter how rookie you are, basically off the size of it. I've seen people on those sounders be able to spot fish and put a lure straight in the water and spot and see the fish grab the lure. And if you don't believe me, check out the YouTube videos, there's plenty of them around. So with that sounder there, that's what he's using for his bass and brim tournaments. If you're on a jetty, if you're cruising along in an estuary or something and you want to spot a particular bank, that's what he'll be using. Now you'll be wondering why there's a hummingbird right next to it. because this isn't exclusively for kind of bass and brim. Sometimes you might want to go do a few different other varieties, and that's where your Hummingbird comes in. Now your Hummingbird has a really, really awesome transducer for when you're motoring and trolling and that kind of stuff, right? So what it has is it has a down view and a side view. Now if you've ever used a side view or you haven't in the past, here's a bit of an explanation. Basically, with your side view transducers, you'll see that your boat is at the top and where you're scanning is either side of the boat. So that when you have your angled rod holders and that at the back and you've got your rods either side, that is the perfect way to figure out what's going on with your fish. Now,
Sonic's 12.
that is a Solex 12.
MinnKota.
Not this particular MinnKota, but you can get a linked MinnKota that will go and connect into that. And then you can set waypoints and go directly to the waypoints through your sounder, which is an awesome little package and it's bulletproof. So this one here though, with your side view and your down view, you're going to get one of the clearest images in the entire market. And that's why he's got this up here. I love the Solex. It's the main one I've used on the water in the past. I adore it. You can do all sorts of things. And if you're changing between fishing modes, all you got to do, 3 fingers on the screen and swipe. And you can change all your modes around. It's an awesome little setup. You can also, if you didn't want to run the Panoptics and run the 2 different types of sounders, you can get a similar setup called the 360. Now your 360 can go into your Hummingbird and do a very similar thing. So there are a number of options on the market for if you wanted to do a like live style setup for your fishing. Specifically, obviously, in your shallow water. Going back to your Garmin though, this particular one, it can still reach insane depths for what it is. So I've heard figures of up to 50 meters or so. I haven't seen it in person, but I have heard it. So they are an awesome, awesome transducer for what you're doing. Now, we don't sell our Lowrance, ironically, here in store. We do fit them out in a lot of the boats though, because they do come from our main manufacturer there, Quintrex. Quintrex are the largest Lowrance dealership in Australia. They do tons of them, and for good reason. So that there is for when he's motoring and going along. That way you can tell what his depths are and everything. But mainly what he's going to be using that one there is for your charts. Your Lowrance has a really good chart setup in it. Obviously you can also, if you did want to just run one particular brand, you didn't want to run your Lowrance down there, your Garmin, you can get a number of different styles of maps for them, and you can also get the app that automatically updates your maps every day. It's a great little subscription service, works really, really well. Your Hummingbird as well, they haven't got a huge deal up there yet, but they are growing every day, the number of maps that are on your Hummingbird ones, and the detail is insane. So Hummingbird have released their own Coastmaster style of maps. That's a recent update, and the ones that have been done are spectacular. They're beautiful. Both of these sounders also have that amazing charting with all your different contours and your shades, and just have a look online, as I said. There's so many videos that will show you the exact details of what these sounders can do, and it's spectacular.
420 Hornets, and isn't Sarah awesome? I'm sitting in this boat and I'm looking at all this electronics. God, I remember I used to just use some signs, you know, that tree, that hill in the background, and this is where we're going to fish, you know. Nowadays, look at it all, and it's awesome. I'm sitting back here, I can see all my screens, I can get up, and this boat's very easy to use. 50 Yamaha. Dan will put the specs up. They're just the best. Use no fuel, go fast, you know, incredibly reliable. You know, they're based on the 60, and I've said it before, the 60 Yamaha F60 is the most reliable, best 60 ever been built. If you've got one, you'll just love it. So if you're thinking about building a trophy boat, if you're a soldier, if you're someone that wants a brand new boat, you want to know about electronics, come into Brisbane Yamaha, because we've got the experience, we're the biggest, we've got the most experience, which makes us the best. And you too can get a trophy boat just like you want. We'll see you on the water, and maybe on the podium at a bass tournament.